It's funny, going to the gym recording gives me anxiety, but going to the gym helps my anxiety. If you see something that I'm doing, you're like, oh my god, the top off my dick. And then you can have a random person pop in. Look at that waddle. Who waddles like that? I hate when I have nothing to do on a Sunday and then people are like, what are you up to today? I'm like, do I be honest? Anyway, I was supposed to be working out with a trainer yesterday and he canceled on me, so I ended up doing my own workout. I didn't take you guys with me because, like, I don't I get so nervous when I have to record myself. Like, I just don't know what to do. Not that I don't know what to do, I've never recorded myself in that gym before, and I used to record myself at my like home building gym, and now that I go to a public space all the time, I don't know. Everyone in there is super chill. They now know me, and I think I can like comfortably record now. It's been like 3.5 months, so I'm gonna eat my brekkie, just some oats, banana, and then some eggies. We're gonna be doing a leg day, so be prepared for it. This is the fit I went with. Oh my god, I have deodorant all over it. But anyway, rocking All Honor Active. I don't even know what month it is right now, so couldn't tell you what month it dropped, but this is their Unified collection, which was like their newer collection. I have a video review if you want to check it out. I'll link it up here. Yeah, I'm excited, kind of. I'm tired, super tired. I haven't been getting great sleep for the past like several days, so this workout will be interesting. Let's do it. Fortunately, you're just going to be a little bit crooked. Anything I've learned from the gym is from YouTube, social media, all that fun stuff. I have read several articles about this, that, and the other thing, but I want to say I am not a trainer in any way, shape, or form. When I'm taking you guys with me on my workouts, like, it's just what I do based off of my somewhat kind of limited knowledge. So if you see something that I'm doing, you're like, oh my god, the top off my dick. Like I said before, I don't film my workouts. This would be the first day I'm filming my workout in the gym. I couldn't even tell you the last time I filmed a workout like this. So I don't know. I'm always in my head. I'm always thinking about how others perceive me. When I walk into the gym, I put on this like stone cold RBF, and I recently had some guys tell me, like, you look like you just got out of prison. Like, what's wrong? I didn't realize you had teeth. Thought it was all gums because I never smile. I'm like, okay, number one, why would I be smiling in the gym? The only reason I'd be smiling in the gym is if I was talking to someone that I knew and we were, like, vibing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I guess I can look a little less scary. Yeah. What are we going to start off with today? We're probably going to start off with cardio, because I'm feeling kind of tired. I need something to like wake me up. So whenever I'm feeling kind of low on energy or just like not in the mood to lift at all, I'll start with cardio, like 20 minutes on the treadmill or maybe the Stairmaster, just to get my heart rate up. After cardio, I'm probably gonna do some squats. I still haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do some back squats or some like box squats. I haven't done traditional back squats in a hot minute. I haven't really decided what my goal is when it comes to squatting. Like, I used to want to get up to like 255 pounds. I wanted to always rock 245 pound plates, 225. But mentally, like, my block is at 205. And I'm like, I'm cool with it. You know, I don't need to be lifting crazy heavy. I just want a certain physique. And I'm in the gym 6 days a week. Like, I'm not trying to butcher my body. So anyway, yeah, after squats, probably gonna do some RDLs, some extensions. Might be doing some glute kickbacks too. We'll see. We're here, so, fuck, I'm so, wish me luck. I'm so anxious. My heart is like, okay, I lied to you. It wasn't intentional, but I didn't start off with cardio. The gym was busy. Squat rack was open, so I hopped on it. I normally start my leg days with some sort of dynamic stretching. I'll rock back and forth to hit my hamstrings and my hips a little bit. On the first set, I will hold each position for a longer period of time than I normally would. As they start to loosen up, I'll move a little bit faster. I'll start on my left side, do about 10 to 12, and then I'll jump over to my right side. As you can see, I was holding that hella long because my right side was messed up. I don't know what I did the day before, but it was a little rough. On days where I'm trying to do a little bit more of a dynamic stretch and my hamstrings are super tight, I'll do these. I'll show you the next movement, and then I'll do some leg swings. I'll do those front to back and then left to right. I almost said side to side. This is what I'm talking about. So I get into a deep squat, grab a plate, depending on how, flexible your hips are, how primed you are. You might only need like a 10-pound plate. I grab a 25 or a 45, and it helps you get into a deeper squat. As you can see here, I'm leaning pretty hard on my left side. That's to help out with my ankle mobility. You want to make sure your ankles are primed before you get into your squats. Okay, now for the actual squat. You want to make sure that the bar is in the position that you need it. This will depend on your height, but also how you like to squat. So if you like a high bar squat, you're going to want that racked a little bit higher than normal. If you like a low bar, obviously it's going to be a little bit lower. In this case, I like a high bar squat. I switch to low bar once I get really heavy, but you want to make sure that on your way out, you don't hit the fucking things like I did. That's why bar placement is so important. You don't want to have to go on your tippy toes to unrack and re-rack the weight. It'll throw you for a loop. Unless you've got a spotter who can kind of put it into position, just make sure it's right before you get into it. I honestly should have changed it once I realized it was a problem. But anyway, so with 25 pounds, I'll do like 15 reps just to get my legs ready. Then I'll go up in weight. I'll do these for a few, maybe like 8 to 10. And then I jump into either another weight as my like little warm up, or I'll go straight into my working set. In this case, I jumped into my working set. I was doing 185. I haven't done back squats in a hot minute, so this was feeling kind of heavy. I was aiming for 5 sets of 5. So when you're doing your squat, don't be like me. Don't stare at the ground. Look ahead so that you're not leaning forward. And then when you're pushing up, think about driving the world away from you rather than trying to stand up. I find that helps me drive properly, but could be different for everyone. Try that out though. Let me know if that helps you. Next movement, RDLs. I usually start off with like 95 pounds if my legs are feeling tight or if that's my first movement. In this case, my legs felt pretty good after I did the squats, so I jumped in with 135. With this movement, you want to think about the hip hinge. It's all about hip hinge. A popular anecdote people use is to pretend that you're closing a door with your bum. So on the way down, you're emphasizing the push with your glutes. You're trying to keep your knees perpendicular with the floor. After about maybe 12 to 15, I'll up the weight to about, 185. Sometimes it's 225. And then you can have a random person pop in. Look at that waddle. Who waddles like that? I kid. He's cool. He was giving me praise for bringing my camera into the gym because I'm so nervous about filming, which was nice. And then he turns around and talks shit about my weights. So, I gotta show off my butt a little bit. Anyway, so the way you hold the bar, you can do over on your left and your right, or you can do over, over. Really depends on your grip strength and what you feel comfortable with. I like an over under grip, so over with left, under with right. So take a few steps back from the rack. Again, think about closing a door with your bum. Keep your shins perpendicular to the floor. Not have an arch in your lower back. I've seen some of you doing some RDLs and your arch is crazy. You're going to fuck your back up. Keep your chin tucked so that your spine is neutral on the way down. Do not look up. Just please don't do it. I should have said this sooner, but you should stop right below the knee. There's honestly no need to go any further than that for a glute-focused RDL if you're doing it right. So after about 12 of those, re-rack, do it again 3 more times. Third exercise is a leg press. Because I was aiming for more hamstrings and glutes, my feet were higher up on the platform. Not too high. They were probably mid. I was trying to hit some quads to some degree. If your goal is to target your hamstrings and your glutes, you're going to want to make sure that your feet are higher up. If you want to target more of your quads, then you're going to put your feet kind of as low as they can go. Now, I'm not talking tippy toes on the platform, please. Do not do that. You're going to destroy yourself. But just bring them down. I was aiming for a working set of about 10 to 12, and I was going to do 4 sets of that. I was trying to go a little bit heavier than I typically would. Today was a day where I was able to do 5 plates on each side. Depending on where you're at in the gym, you might only do 2 plates. I warm up with 2. I'll do about 15 to 20 reps there. Go up a plate. Again, do about 12 reps, 10 to 12. You don't have to do so many warm-up sets beforehand because think about it. You just did squats. You just did RDLs. Your legs should already be warmed up. So when I jump on the leg press, I'm really only doing like 2 warm-up sets just so I'm not shocking my body with 5 45-pound plates on each side. I don't think I'd be able to get that up. 4th exercise, we're going into Bulgarian split squats. I like to sit on the bench and contemplate my life choices because I hate these. I hate these with a passion, but they do hit different. So what you can do is sit on the bench, extend one foot, and then stand up. That's where you're gonna want your front foot planted when you go into the split squat. Don't be like me and pick the weight up like I just did. I don't know what I was on. I think halfway through I realized I was picking it up like a dipshit. Just stand up like normal, pick the weight up, and then put your foot back. So depending on what you want to target, again, your lean in this case is what's important. If you want it to be more quad focused, you're going to think about keeping your chest up, and the movement is more like straight up and down. Now, if you're going for glute building, you're going to have a lean. That lean is going to help stretch out your glute at the bottom position. And don't think of it as an up and down movement. Think of it more as a seesaw. Try to pick a spot that's a couple feet in front of you on the floor rather than looking directly at your foot. I was staring right at my foot, fam, and that made my lean a little too aggressive. It's not that bad, but I'd prefer to be a little straighter than this. But like I said, I'm not a trainer. I am just here to show you what I do in the gym. You're going to have a crazy glute burn. Do 4 sets of 12. Last exercise of the day, doing some kickbacks. Now, if you don't have ankle straps, get yourself some, period. Most gyms don't really carry them for patrons. That's something that you're going to have to get on your own. But they're pretty cheap on Amazon. I can link them down in the description if you guys are curious to know which ones I use. But for this movement, I like to place myself an arm's distance away from the cable. I don't go too heavy. I was going for 3 sets of 15. So again, once you're arm's length away from the cable, you're going to straighten out your working foot, turn it about 45 degrees outwards, and kick straight back. Do not arch your lower back, just like I told you for RDLs. You want to keep your spine neutral, chest up, and squeeze your butt like your life depends on it to get that weight up. After a leg day, again, this is like up to how I'm feeling. Sometimes I don't do it, sometimes I do. But I'll go to the smaller room that I have in my gym and I'll do some stretches. Now, these are obviously static stretches. The goal is to hold it for a minute to 2 minutes. You might do that a few times. I start off with this movement here. So you sit into a butterfly position. I grab dumbbells. So you might only start off with a 5-pound dumbbell. You might not even use dumbbells at all. You might just put some pressure on your knees with your hands. You can work up to weighted. So I grab myself usually 20-pound dumbbell and I hold it on each knee to drive them towards the floor. It's a great stretch. I love it so much. After I do that, I'll stretch out my glutes a little bit. So I used to do these during track practice all the time. I love them. I lean to the point where I can touch my forehead to the floor. You might not even be able to lean forward at all. You might be upright, and that's okay. You'll eventually work at it. So I'll do this. I'll hold this position for about a minute. Sometimes I'll do 2. It really depends on the day, but I'll do that like 1 or 2 times. So I'll start on my left side and then switch over to my right. This other stretch I also used to do during track practice, and it was to help with hurdling. The goal is to make a 90-degree angle with your legs. So front leg is like the top of an uppercase L. You go down towards your torso and then shoot out to the right or the left with your trail leg. I'll usually do this hold for about 2 minutes. This is where I do my longest hold because my hamstrings are usually dumb tight, like I said. So I'll start off by touching my toes And eventually I might like rock back and forth just a smidge to get some more depth into the stretch. Then I'll aim for mid-foot. Then I'll aim for my ankle. Not my ankle, my heel. So once I hold my heel, I can usually touch face to knee. Some of you might not be doing that. Some of you might be stretching away further. It really depends on where you're at with mobility. Don't wuss out. Actually stretch. Hold it for as long as possible. You shouldn't be comfortable while static stretching. You shouldn't be just chilling there texting on your phone. Stretching is effort. So sometimes, depending on the day, I'm huffing and puffing, okay? This frog stretch. So depending on your foot placement, it could be a little bit easier on your hips. If your feet are closer to your inner thigh, for example, you can probably get into a pretty deep stretch. But the goal is to have your foot or your knee in like a 90-degree angle, and then you can stretch your legs out. Definitely use a mat underneath your knees because doing this on a hard floor hurts. Trust me. Because you're going to be sitting in that position for about a minute or two, and you might do that a few times. If you don't have a mat, your knees are going to be bruised up. It's not cute. I do rock sometimes if I'm like, holy shoo, this is a rough one today. I'll lean forward for about 3 seconds and then get right back into the stretch. Sometimes you can use this stretch as your dynamic stretch. You're just seesawing back and forth. Anyway, last one, I do these. I don't know what you want to call them, but I lift one leg straight into the air, pull back just to stretch it out just a tad, and then I lean it over to my left or my right. So this, you want to keep your shoulder blades, I can't talk. You want to leave your shoulder blades on the ground and you keep your arms extended outwards. When you twist, think about twisting from the hips. I mean, your lower back will twist. This cracks my lower back like no other. I love it so much. So try that out. Left side, then right side. You can do it a few times. Up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Just here to give recommendations. Workout complete. Now I'm back home with this one. Say hi, Leo. I swear every time I bring the camera out, she wants nothing to do with me, but usually she's crying because she wants attention. Hi, baby. Hi. I posted on my Instagram story that I'm going to start recording in the gym. And this one girl from high school was like, give the people what they want in all caps. So we're trying. I just get really anxious. I guess it's because like, one, I'm not a trainer. I just go into the gym. I have fun. I do it because it helps me with like my anxiety. It's funny. Going to the gym recording gives me anxiety, but going to the gym helps my anxiety. I got it, yeah. Like I have a good idea of what I'm doing for myself, but like I'm not out here trying to like give directions to you guys. So that's why I feel a little bit weird recording myself. Some people in the gym that I've talked to, like I'm working out, they're doing their thing, they're watching me, and they're like, oh, gym goals, that's like the body I'm striving for. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, it's very sweet. Sometimes I forget that like, although I have my own goal, like I would like to be a little bit leaner, a little bit heavier, that like I'm someone's ideal, or my body type right now, shape, whatever size is someone's ideal. So, you know, we're always chasing that pump. We're always looking to better ourselves. Sometimes it can be a little bit extreme. But yeah, so hopefully you guys will see more gym content. I need to get a new laptop. That reminds me, my laptop is so old. It's literally a 2017. Anytime I try to do something in Premiere, it buffers like a mofo. It takes like an extra, probably several hours of my like editing time. So I'm gonna get a new laptop. I might order it from Swappa, or I might run to Best Buy today, who knows? Because it's rough out here. Like that's also why I don't get videos out on time, because I'll be editing and then all of a sudden it buffers and it's buffering for half an hour and I'm like, well, what's the point? Don't mind my kitchen, it's kind of dirty, but I'm not gonna clean it until after I meal prep because that would make no sense if I did it beforehand. I've been obsessed with, well, I almost said Spencer's seltzers. Soleil, the grapefruit one, super refreshing. I've been drinking that with the creatine, but I'll mix it in with the last of my like amino acids. I've been drinking or buying this one. Oh my god. Come with me to my little corner of supplements. I use about this much water because I don't like too much of a shake, protein shake. I'll weigh out like 88 grams of this. Make sure that your lid is on. I have such a bad habit of like after I finish, I just go like this. I went to shake this one time and it was everywhere. I'm gonna be real with you. So when I meal prep, I do things the super like lazy way because I used to go ham with my meal preps. But like the effort is kind of crazy, and also by the third or fourth day of eating the same thing, I usually cook 5 days worth of food. It's just, it doesn't taste as good, so I don't really try like that anymore. But my really easy go-to meals are some sort of pasta, protein pasta with ground beef, chicken, maybe fish. I haven't been eating that much fish. Then it's like a taco bowl, a burrito bowl. So rice, beans, whatever other vegetables you want to add, and chicken. Those are like my staples. I'll have one of those meals with something else during the week. I'm just distracting myself from drinking this because I really don't want to. I hold my nose too because like I really don't fuck with protein shakes anymore. This one isn't as bad because I don't know, the flavor is just not as strong, but I just, oh, fuck. Okay. I did it. I really don't like to sit on my couch when I still have my workout clothes on because I just think it's dirty. So I'll move all my blankets and stuff out of the way, and then after I'm done, I'll like wipe my couch down. But I'm gonna eat my food. It's chicken and pierogies. I should have vegetables, but I don't have any made, and I'm just so tired. Like I need to get this down, shower, still need a meal prep, and it's 1:15, so gotta get on the move. Before hopping in the shower, I start my skincare process with my oil cleanser, and then I go in with this TikTok turmeric bar. I thought I'd try it to help remove some of the acne scars. I can't really say it's been helping that much, but I'll give it a couple more weeks. After the shower, I go in with my snail mucin. I'll do a few drops, cheeks, then forehead, rub that in, let that sit for about a minute, and then I go in with my under eye cream. I just use like a tiny amount, pea size, rub that in, go in with my Derma E moisturizer, get it all over my face and my neck, flex a little bit. Then I go in with the Splash sunblock. I never used to use sunscreen, but I feel like that's a game changer for my face lately, although my skin's looking a little rough. Okay, so when it comes to meal prepping, I don't buy seasoned packs. You know what I'm talking about? Like how you can buy taco seasoning, steak sneezing. Yo, I'm too tired for this. I kind of just mix my own. So I cover the chicken in a little bit of oil, sprinkle stuff. In this particular instance, I was using a mixture of onion. Oh my God. I was using a mixture of garlic powder, onion powder, mustard powder, and some salt and pepper, nothing crazy. I've been using my Ninja for absolutely everything. I love it so much. With my Ninja, I set it for 15 minutes. I noticed that that's like the perfect time. So about halfway through, I flip them over. If you're not comfortable with just like poking your chicken to see if it's done, you can get yourself a meat thermometer. I have one because I'm always paranoid about undercooked chicken. You want to pull your chicken at about 155 because chicken will continue to cook for the next several minutes until it reaches 165. As you saw, some of them are already done, so I pulled those first, finished the other chicken off with like a couple minutes left. For this meal, I'm eating it with rice and vegetables. Please clean your rice. Oh my God. Just rinse it. Make sure it runs clear, the water, before you pop it into the cooker. I do about 3 cups because that gets me about 4 meals worth. If I was going for 5, then obviously add another cup, maybe half a cup. So with my rice, I usually do about 8 ounces. And then when I add in the chicken, I usually go for about 6.5 to 7 ounces. It really just depends on my other meals throughout the day. I'll have 3 large meals and 2 snacks. So with those snacks, it might be something like a protein bar, or it might be fruit like apples and some peanut butter or almond butter, or it might be a yogurt and an apple. Really just depends, kind of up in the air. So after I finish separating out the chicken meals, I jump into the ground beef. With the ground beef, I was making it with pasta, so there isn't much to do there besides, you know, mixing the meat, making sure that it's browned. I use this particular brand of protein pasta. If you guys are familiar with a better one, please let me know. And then I use this can of pasta sauce. I'll either go for the garlic or the 4 cheese. I noticed that the macros on that were a little bit better. It's not as high in salt or sodium. So while the water was boiling, I measured out 3 servings for the pasta. I usually do 3 ounces of dry pasta or 4. Again, really depends on the rest of my meals for the day, but in this instance, it was 3 ounces. As you've been watching for a hot second now, I'm taking the oil out of the meat pan. This was 85% fat, so it was fairly greasy. I do not leave that in the pan. There's no way. I do not mix that into my food. So I grab a glass jar and then scoop it out. Just be careful if you do this. There are 2 different ways you can portion your food. You can either add or subtract. So you can take away from the larger quantity of food, or you can add to an empty vessel, so a plate or a bowl. Just preference at that point. I weighed all the pasta at once and then divided it by 3 meals so that I knew how many grams of pasta I would need for each meal. In this case, it was 177. So with the meals, I divided everything by 177. For the meat, I think I did about 7 ounces of meat, which might sound a little bit crazy to some, but it's it's really not that bad. And then I did 130 grams of the pasta sauce. Pretty simple stuff. Like, it's really not that hard. Once you get into the swing of things, you start doing it on a regular basis, it just becomes second nature. I'm just not realizing I didn't show you what I did for the vegetables, but they're just frozen veggies. Cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. Nothing crazy. Most of the time I'll buy frozen vegetables, but there are instances where I'll buy fresh. Sometimes I will buy my cauliflower fresh because I prefer to fry it. You can't really do that with frozen, you know what I mean? But anyway, look at my clean kitchen, and then look at the meals in the fridge. Aren't they gorgeous? Ugh, I love when my fridge is neat and tidy. All right, so, oh my God. You know, after you're finished cooking and you finally sit down, you're like, wow, I don't want to do that again anytime soon. So yeah, clearly made some chicken, rice, veggies, very basic, very boring, pasta, meat, super simple, very easy. It took me longer than I wanted it to because I was trying to record at different angles, but glad I got that over with. I'm so tired. I've had this plate of food sitting here for the past like 20 minutes. Pretty cold now, but I'm gonna eat this, watch a movie. I finished reading the entire ACOTAR series at the beginning of this year, and I just finished Crescent City series yesterday or the day before. ACOTAR, great. If you're interested in reading it, I would definitely check it out. But the Crescent City series, I was very disappointed. Honestly, the first book, I struggled to get through. Like, I feel like nothing really happened in the first book. And unfortunately, I already bought all 3 in the series before reading the first. I just had faith in the people on the internet, you know, and my sister, who, you know, we read similar things. We have very similar interests. So she vouched for it. But then as I'm reading the first book, or I was reading the very beginning of the second book, she was finishing the 3rd book and she was not happy. So that also kind of fed into my lack of interest in the series. So I'm like, if the 3rd book isn't great, why am I reading this? You know, if you've read ACOTAR or Crescent City, let me know which ones you preferred down below and like what you thought of both series. Because personally, like ACOTAR, 10 out of 10. Like, great storyline, great writing, but I feel like it didn't really translate into Crescent City. Like, I don't know what the author was smoking when she wrote that series, like, but that could just be me. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. You might as well subscribe while you're at it and hit that bell notification icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Yeah, it's been a day. So, thanks for coming along with me. I'll catch you in the next one.